welcome to Old Ass Movies. I'm Scott, and there is Dave taking it back to 1980 to the infamous, most world famous, world renowned blues duo of the Blues Brothers, Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, 1980s Blues Brothers. This is an iconic 80s film. It is a part of cinema history. Great effing soundtrack, funny bits. Yeah. So I saw this in the theater, by the way.
I don't know where I saw this the first time, to be honest with you. I want to say probably at a drive-in, but I'm not sure. I don't remember.
I saw it in a theater, and it just, it just brought back a lot of memories, and it also reminded me of, the whole Illinois Nazi trope is a reality, because I lived in Illinois, and yes, there's fucking Nazis.
I hate Illinois Nazis.
I hate all Nazis, especially Illinois ones.
So, God, it's a fun scene.
Yes, it is. It's great. It's okay. All right, folks. Let's back this up. If you don't know who Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi is, just turn this off right now and leave. I don't want to hear you. Yeah. But this is...
No, don't leave. Go watch the movie, then come back.
Yeah, go watch the movie. Whatever. How could you miss it? You're under a rock, especially for Dan Aykroyd. John Belushi, I'll forgive you. But Dan Aykroyd, you definitely know. So anyway, regardless, they created such a neat pair of characters between Jake and Elwood Blues.
Right.
Almost an odd couple, almost exact opposites. And that's why they work. But the fact that Dan and John were best friends really shows in this movie. They've got such chemistry.
Oh man.
But let's talk about the synopsis. The movie starts with Joliet Jake getting released from prison.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I love this intro to the entire movie, and some people may say it's a little long, and it does. It does go. However, when I was a kid, my parents lived in Joliet. My grandparents did, and I would go spend summers up there. So seeing the prison, seeing the refineries, holy crap, seeing that view, I remember that as a kid. So yes, I got nostalgic for the frickin' oil burning, okay? But then the drawbridge scene, I used to beg my grandfather, let's go look at the drawbridges. So seeing all of that, so watching this on places where I've actually been was like really frickin' cool. So anyway, yeah. So back to that. We go to that bit. They reunite. And one of the things that Jake, John Belushi's character, had promised was to go see the penguin. These two guys, you find out right away, were orphans. They grew up in an orphanage. And the penguin they're referring to is the nun in charge of the orphanage.
Martha Freeman? Hold on. Kathleen Freeman played Sister Mary Stigmata.
There's a lot of jokes in this movie, and a lot of them are pretty subtle, but there's a lot going on in here. This is probably my favorite scene in the entire movie.
Going to see the nun? Yeah.
Because once one of them starts cussing, they keep going, and she whacks them when they say something, and they're like, God damn. She just keeps hitting, and they're cussing and fall down the stairs, and she throws them out. But anyway.
They're in the kids... They're in these
kids, they're stuck in those old kids.
Adult men in these little kid desks. She's hitting them with the damn ruler. They're trying to get away from her. And that's when they fall down the stairs in
it's great.
Desks.
The whole time I'm watching that, I was like, how did they do that stunt?
How did they not kill a stunt?
That's what I'm saying. How was that? I'd like to see how that stunt was done.
They're both rolling down at the same time. I mean,
I know. It's like, that was well done.
Man.
But what they find out there is, in a few days, the orphanage is being closed because they're behind on their taxes. Folks, this is definitely the 1980s, where $5,000 is a big enough deal to start a complete police chase, National Guard, and everything else, and an entire movie based on needing $5,000 to save something. This is the whole entire premise of every freaking 80s movie, dude. We got to save the pop stand. We got to save the school. We got to save this. It's like, now here it is again.
There's got to be a car chase. This has got to be next to Smokey and the Bandit. This is right there. I think this might actually be better than Smokey and the Bandit car chases as a movie, because there's so many cars at any given time
Dude,
chase.
I know. That was one of the
And
things I was wondering. It's like, damn, which movie destroyed more cars, Gone in 60 Seconds or this one?
it's it's a club, man. I don't know.
I
I
was
don't
like,
freaking know,
wow.
man. Those were
I haven't seen that much racing and car chase scenes and collisions since the original Gone in 60 Seconds. It's like,
my
wow, that was
my
cool.
my one of my favorite scenes is with the nun falling down the stairs, and then she's like, "Don't come back until you redeemed yourself," and she's like doing the holy sign, and
Yeah.
she literally floats
I
backwards
know. She was
into
all
the office,
supernatural because the door was
and the
opening
door
and everything
slams
else.
shut. But the scene is whenever they show Jake getting picked up, like that 10 minute, it seems like a 15-minute
It's a long one.
with no sound. There's no music playing. It's just walking. The guard's talking. He goes and gets his stuff. He goes out to see his brother, and that's when the music hits. But the theme song starts kicking in. They're in the car, and John Belushi goes to light a cigarette, and he's like, "What are you picking me up? What is
What happened
this?
to the Cadillac?
What happened to the Cadillac?" He's like, "Well, I had to sell the Cadillac." "You sold the Cadillac?" "Or I
For a
traded the
microphone.
Cadillac for a microphone." He's like, "Oh, okay, I can see that." And he's like, "You picked me up in a cop car. It's got cop suspension, cop transmission, cop engine." And he has to
I
prove
love
to his
that.
brother that this vehicle is worthy. And that's the bridge you were talking about. He just guns it. The bridge is opening. There's something, boat going under it.
Yeah.
The bridge is opening. He guns it. He leaps from one side of the bridge to the other, the drawbridge, and they take off. And John Belushi looks over at him. "Well, is it the new Aykroyd's like, well, is it the new Bluesmobile?" He's like, "Get the lighter fixed." That's like to me, just classic, like you just fix the lighter.
At that moment, this might sound weird, and it might not.
Uh,
When I watched this movie, I got such a comic book vibe.
oh yeah, yeah.
Jake and Elwood are superheroes.
Mhm.
And
And-
that's evidenced by that impossible jump in the car. And there's a
mhm.
lot of stuff like this in the movie. And I know it's intentional. It's really
Oh
cool
yeah,
that
yeah.
these guys are larger than life.
There's a lot of
And
room
they're
in this mall.
the mall. Wow. Look at you're thinking, oh my God, how did they do this? It was an abandoned mall that they
Yeah,
set up shops in and
yeah.
got to drive through all of that. Holy
Every
crap.
every time from the time I saw that movie until now, if I'm walking through a mall, I always
Yes.
sit there and think, "There's a lot of room in this mall."
Dude, I was in Cordova Mall yesterday and it was like, oh man, I could just see
Right.
it.
I could get my car right to that
Yeah.
window, do the spin here and right back out. The funny thing is, you're right, it is that, but I like whenever they're talking to the old caretaker at the orphanage.
Yeah.
And shit. My
Cab
mind blank.
Calloway.
Cab Calloway. An old Cab Calloway. And he's dressed like the Blues Brothers. So that's
Hmm.
where they got their look from. And he's telling them, "You guys got to get to church. You guys got to go down to see,
Oh my God.
so and so. You got to go to church." And in the church, it's freaking James
James
Brown.
Brown.
And it's like, oh my God. And he's preaching and he's singing. Just that opening, like that whole section of this movie. If for whatever reason you turn this movie on and you walk out and you miss the first 15 or 20 minutes of it, you're not going to have any idea why these guys are doing any of the stuff they're doing. But it all makes sense. They're on a mission from God. They're going to help the orphanage. They're going to help the nun, whether she likes it or not, and get the money. And her whole thing is she knew who to ask to help, and she knew that they could do it without stealing. She didn't, I don't think, understand that they would be able to do it without stealing, but they were going to break a whole bunch of laws, brother laws in the process.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and see, that's just it. You hear a lot of these lines quoted from the movie, like
oh
we're
my
on a
God,
mission from
yes.
God. That's the one. We're on a mission from God. And it's like I
Don't you
used to
blaspheme
think,
in here.
yeah, I used to think it was a joke. It's
Right.
not. It's not.
No.
After they visit the church, they are on a mission from God. They
Yep.
are overcome with the Spirit. It is a fun scene. I like that. That's probably my, out of all the musical numbers, folks, this
Right.
is a musical in a odd sense. It's a musical movie with
Mhm.
musical numbers and dances,
Right.
but it's not a musical.
But
I
you
don't know
never,
how to describe it,
yeah, you never consider it a musical, but it
but
is
it
a
is. Yeah, but it is. Um, and it's a good one.
the and they have to get the band back together
Yes,
in the
that's how they're going to
church.
make the money. They're going to get the band back together and go get $5,000.
In the
Oh
church,
God.
Jake is hit with the light of God and the light of the Lord. He says, "We got to get the band back together." So that's their mission, getting the band back
Yep.
together. Meanwhile, Jake's ex-fiance, who's left at the
Carrie
altar,
Fisher.
is trying to kill him with a
Oh God.
rocket launcher, a machine gun, a
It's
freaking
crazy.
what was the other thing that she used that like some kind of explosive because the cops went into the house and just as
Yeah.
they knock on the door the one time she blows up the side of the building. The great thing is, like you said, it's a comic book because I mean that building falls and you're like, there's no way any of those guys would live. Meanwhile, Jake and Elwood are like they're
Yeah.
dust themselves off. And then
It's
the
very
next scene is
comic book.
the cops are coming out from underneath the cement and the brick, and you're just
Yeah.
like, oh my God, that's hysterical. That is
And
absolutely hysterical.
that takes the seriousness out of it and makes you know that you're watching a fantasy.
Right,
What I
right.
love is this is this shit that cracks me up. These
Yeah,
guys avoid so much shit and don't realize just how close they came to getting caught so many freaking times. They are so oblivious to
yeah,
everything around them, but yet they become the heroes, and I just love
yeah,
it.
yeah. That they're like they go in to the one super expensive restaurant in New York. And I hate to say it, but I couldn't tell you how many times I've done that exact thing just because of the Blues Brothers.
What? How much are your women?
How much are you women? I want to buy
God,
the new girl. You
damn.
couldn't do that now to save your life.
You shouldn't have been able to do it then.
But
It was
that is
inappropriate
one
as
of the
fuck then.
funniest fucking scenes in any movie. Pardon my French, but that is one of the funniest scenes in any movie I've ever seen. And I'm almost 60 and I am still dying laughing when I see that scene. I am not a politically correct guy. I
Yeah,
know
they
the joke is funny, and that joke is absolutely hysterical. And that
well,
guy's like,
especially when you
frankly,
look
they
at why
now,
why they did that, why they were
yeah,
acting that way, why it, would the
exactly.
maitre d of the restaurant was one of the musicians they needed for their band, so they kind of forced his hand by being that vulgar and that rude and inappropriate. So that
If
scene
he
is
would have just
funny.
said, yeah, yeah, I'll be back in the band, they would have turned around and left. But he's like, no, I don't want nothing. I'm making good money here. And that guy was probably making really good money
Much
back.
better than he was going to make at the band. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so funny. Such a funny scene. The whole time Carrie Fisher's trying to kill him. The
That
neighborhood.
one is to me, I have seen that before. I have seen that in movies or comics or something where there's always like a rogue element that's always
Uh-huh.
just in the shadows coming
Yeah.
after somebody.
Did
You
you
know, it's a go
catch the
ahead.
name of her hair salon?
Uh-uh.
Curl Up and Die.
Oh,
It's Curl Up and Die, DYE.
yes, yes, that's awesome. Yeah.
She's a hairstylist. Oh,
Oh God. And he was so close. They had a moment that you thought, okay, she's done. Because
yeah.
for
Yeah.
whatever reason, John Belushi or Jake Blues could melt her heart just by,
Oh,
oh, I'm sorry, baby, I'll never do it. And shut off.
yeah.
And then he throws her in the mud and they run. It's
Get
like,
out of here.
damn,
And Elwood runs
damn.
by, he looks at her, he like shrugs, like, sorry.
Oh,
Takes off.
that's one thing I didn't remember. And that was there's a scene where Elwood is just kind of hitting on this lady and tells her to, meet me at a hotel.
Oh, Twiggy. That was
Yeah.
Twiggy. Yeah.
Yes. I didn't remember that she actually showed up and was waiting.
Yeah, she is waiting for him. I think he's like, yeah, you want there's a motel down the road. Meet me there after midnight or whatever. And she's like, yeah, okay. And maybe I'll see what I can do. After all is said and done, they're on this high-speed chase. they go to Twiggy and she's leaning on her car outside the hotel, looking at her watch. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, I didn't
That was
remember
so
that at all.
funny.
So I was like, oh wow.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be checked your oil, filled you up, checked the air, 29.50. Back in 1980.
It was $94 or something like that he
Yeah,
asked
was it
for. It was
$94?
absolutely
Yeah.
insane. He scammed the shit out of her
Oh God.
tried to get a hookup.
So and he had the hookup, he just didn't know.
Yeah, he didn't know, but he couldn't have done anything with that anyway. He had other pressing issues. So
God,
yeah,
that was
they
funny.
they go to get the band together, and the way it comes about, they just got to go to different places and
Mhm.
gather them up. And Murph and other bandmates are playing in a lounge. Oh, it's so
Holiday
bad.
Inn.
It's so bad, and it's just exactly what you would think of a
Yeah.
Holiday Inn lounge singer.
Oh
Oh
God.
my God,
Murph, what was it? Murph and the Magic Tones, right?
Murph and the Magic Tones. Yes, that was it.
God, that was funny. That was freaking hysterical. Then they go, because they finally get everybody together. Everybody's in one spot. They go to get their instruments from the
Ray
guy that
Charles.
they
Oh my
outfit.
God, let's go buy Ray Charles running a music store, dude. Okay, folks, if you don't know, Ray Charles is blind, and
Oh God.
he sees everything in this music store, including the
Yeah.
kid who's trying to
And
sneak and steal. And dude, he pulls out a damn
it-
gun.
oh God, shoots two bullets on either side of the guitar, right above the kid's hand.
Yep.
Get out of here. Don't know what's coming to these kids
That
nowadays.
is a
Aren't
funny
they?
joke. They never. Here's what makes it so funny is they never address it. Nobody even
No,
acknowledges that Ray's blind. They
no.
play it straight as hell, and it's just like, oh, that was cute.
That was funny. That was funny as hell. And then, of course, Ray Charles has his music number. I think it's not Lightning Hopkins. Who is it? I forgot who was outside. Um, I have to look.
Yeah, I am not sure on all of that, but yeah, that's
It's so damn funny. I'm
it's
just
a,
gonna look up and see if it
yeah.
tells me.
While you're doing that, I'll just so yeah, they have to go get instruments. They have none, and of course, Ray knows he's going to have to give it to him on credit
Right,
for
right.
that. And then we go into a musical number, which happens every time we go get another band member. And
This is true. This
pretty
is
much every sound change or scene change, we end up with another musical number, but not exactly. But that's and did you find it?
no, I'm looking right now.
Okay.
Stephen Bishop. Oh, okay, that was the wow. Okay, that was one of the troopers.
Yeah. So
John Candy makes an appearance in this, and
I forgot about that.
for whatever reason, I had forgotten that he was in this movie. And as soon as he showed up, I just started laughing. I'm like, oh my God, it's like a sign that I have to watch the John Candy. Um,
You do. And that's what I was going to mention. Seeing John Candy reminded me of the documentary on Amazon, I
right.
Like Me.
Yeah.
Great, great documentary. It's very touching. It's,
Oh,
man, John
nice.
Candy. Oh, geez. It's a nice tribute. And there's so much I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, the singer that's outside is John Lee Hooker.
Okay. Oh, cool. Very cool.
Just I don't know why I always forget his name, but
Well,
that was
that's
another kid I do.
you look at that's just it. This music, the cast is stacked with musical talent.
Mhm.
Um, because after they get their instruments and they've picked up Murph, then I forget who they have to get, but they run into
Get
Aretha
Lou
Franklin.
Marini and Matt Guitar Murphy
Yes.
is at the diner where Aretha Franklin is at.
Yeah.
That's where she gives her big song and dance. You won't believe these two white boys out here. One wants white toast, plain, and another
He's
one
like,
wants five
Elwood,
whole chickens.
Jake.
Elwood.
You didn't tell me the
Oh,
Blues Brothers were here. Yeah.
he just runs out there. He's already ready to go, man. He's
He
done.
is.
He,
This is not his life. You see that.
yeah,
You see that. It's wow.
Elwood, Jake. And she's just looking at him like, he's there dressed up like a couple of Hasidic diamond merchants,
Yes.
the
Yes.
Blues Brothers. He's right out there. What's funny is whenever he takes off his apron at the end of that whole dance thing, he throws it on the ground and walks out. The saxophone player is literally standing
Yes.
next to the bar, looking at Aretha Franklin's character, waiting for permission to leave. Get out of here. You might as well go.
Yeah.
It was so damn
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, dude, when they play their first gig, that's an iconic scene as well.
Oh yeah.
They've got nowhere to play. They've got to come up with $5,000 and they're desperate. And Jake just pulls some bullshit and says, "Hey, we're booked here at Country Bob's something whatever.
Country bunker, something like
I
that.
don't know
Yeah.
what Bob's Country Bunk. I don't know what it was, but it was a hole in the wall
Oh,
of country music, and it was for the good old boys. And like, yeah, we're the good old boys Blues Brothers band.
yeah. I was talking to the old lady. We were chatting whenever that scene come on. I was like, oh my God, I used to go to bars like that with the chicken wire on
Oh
the
my God.
yeah.
No, I honestly have never been in a place like that. But
No.
so
This is
they
when I was a
were
lot younger.
what's crazy to me, this was really of course stereotyped the hell up.
Oh yeah.
It
Yeah.
was because they started playing, they were playing a good number. I was like,
Yeah, they were playing
anybody would have got into it. I mean, it
yeah.
would have worked anywhere. But the joke was country music because she's like, "What do you play?" He asked, "What do you play?" Both kinds, country and western. Like,
Yeah. Well, yeah, what do you like here? We like both kinds, country and western.
so they play the theme to Rawhide and Stand by Your Man, and I bet that's the only two songs in their
Yeah,
playlist.
that was all night because they showed them playing that and then they ended it like at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Still
Stand by
playing.
your man.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
I'm sorry, we didn't have more songs. We left our playlist at home or whatever the
Yeah.
excuse was. She's like, it's okay. That's the best music we've had at the Country Bunker in 20 years. God,
They were supposed to get paid $200, but they ran up a $300 beer tab.
they
Yeah.
try to rip it off from the band when they finally show up. This movie is so filled with just fun, funny, crazy moments. I absolutely, let me read just my chair, sorry.
Yeah.
I highly recommend this movie to anybody because it's so funny on every level. You got Henry Gibson as the little Nazi in Illinois, and they're in a traffic jam and they're trying to get to wherever they're going. They only have like
let me add, they are driving a Pinto.
a Pinto wagon. Did you notice? Maybe I'm wrong. Af After they go over the bridge through the Nazis, they show Henry Gibson and his Nazi crew in their command post, I guess is where they were at. There's a painting behind Henry Gibson. It looks like a painting of his second in command to me.
Oh,
I think the joke there, the joke there
yeah.
was exactly what you think.
Yeah,
Um,
awesome. No, I didn't catch that. That would be great. And yes, I'm sure they would have definitely done
oh
that.
yeah, but it was so funny. The whole thing with those guys chasing him. You had them chasing him. You had the people from the country bunker chasing him and the band. And then you had the state troopers chasing him. Somehow the military got involved. I don't know what the heck they did to
SWAT
get the
teams,
military,
whole
the
National
SWAT
Guard,
team.
helicopters, and that was part of the joke.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
that
like
was part of the
every. Let's say, go ahead.
two people. That was part of the joke. There must have been 10,000 people after them. It was by the end of the movie, there are piles. I mean, cars just keep come. The SWAT team cracks me up so much. Everywhere that
They're like going down the side of the building.
they're rappelling down City Hall in Chicago for what reason? Who knows? Everything is just absolutely off the chain, crazy at the end.
The, I just wonder. You're in Chicago in 1980, 1979 when they were might have been filming this. You're driving home from work or something late one night,
You're
and all of a
thinking,
sudden
what
you
the
see this
fuck
one
just went
car on the other
down?
side of the road fly down the road with 300 cop cars chasing it. What the hell is going through your head that night? You're like, you will never believe the high-speed chase I
If
just
you missed
saw.
the newspaper announcement or the news
Yeah,
story that said, hey, they're filming a big movie and these roads are closed and all of that, you would
yeah.
freak out.
Because when they show all the cop cars going, like chasing them, there are cars on the other side driving, and it looked
Yeah,
like just regular traffic. Like,
it probably is.
and I was just like, oh my God, wonder what those people were thinking when they saw those
They
cop
probably
cars.
shit. They probably shit. I know I would have. And yeah, the whole time I'm thinking, oh my God, did did they get the Illinois State Police and Chicago Police and
They
Illinois
got
National
everybody.
Guard involved? Because there's no way they had that thousands of extras and cars and stuff.
Well, I know that Pinto, they went up like, I don't know how many thousands of feet. When the Pinto goes off the bridge and they
Dude, for
show it
some
falling,
reason
looks
that
like a
bridge was
mile.
above the Sears Tower.
Yeah. When they dropped it from a helicopter. They had to find a spot to drop that
So
thing.
did they really drop the car from a
They,
helicopter? Oh
yeah, they
wow.
had to take like measurements, like wind measurements, and hit like on
Yeah,
the
of
right
course.
day so it wouldn't float over too far one way or the other. It stayed like in this one section, like where the
Yeah,
construction site was at. That damn thing, I don't know how high they went. They were above the Sears Tower. I know that.
that was crazy.
But I don't know how far. And that's
That's
why
what made it hilarious.
they're just filming that thing all the way down. It takes forever. And that one night he looks over. I've always loved you.
Well, see, when I saw that car falling, I'm not talking about the interior scenes because I know that's
Right,
green screened. But when I
right.
saw the car falling, it's like they dropped a car. How did they get it that high?
They helicoptered that thing up and just
Oh my God,
dropped it.
that poor Pinto.
Evidently, it took a long time to get whoever had to clear that to
Yeah,
clear it. But Landis was like, I want this shot. I need this shot.
it's good.
Nobody, of course, nobody in Hollywood got the joke. It was like, just going off a bridge. He's like,
Mhm.
you don't get it.
Pay
They're like, but
attention.
that's too high, like you said. It's above the Sears Tower. They were
That
giving him
was
a
the
little bit.
joke.
And he's like, you don't get the joke. That's why I want it that high. It's
It's because it's not possible. It's ridiculous.
making
It's
Hollywood,
like a
man.
lot of things in this movie. It's ridiculous. The hand of God intervenes so much for the Blues Brothers,
Oh my God. But
because
you
they're
know
on a
what?
mission for God.
And the nun was praying for him. The nun was praying for him. I think she even says, I'll pray for you.
And that's one of the things, like I said, and I never really put it together before
Uh,
when I've seen it is, the whole joke of we're on a mission from God. They really
yeah,
were. And they
yeah.
really did have God's assistance throughout this whole movie, which was wild to me now that I
The
think about
hand
it.
of
So it's
God,
like,
like you said.
yep, there's
The
so many moments.
Another great scene. They've had this freaking cop car. They've jumped bridges. They've smashed through lines. They've the rod has been thrown. They're doing 110 under the bridges, like freaking the French Connection. They're just this car is being ragged out like nobody's business. They get out of the car. They get to where they're going to the records department. They close the door, and as soon as they slam the door, the car just
It
falls
falls apart in
apart.
all
I mean,
the
it's just he sucks. It's done. It gives up the ghost.
It does. It does. It just goes to pieces everywhere. Yeah.
We, we were talking before we started recording that we watched the unrated version.
Yeah.
Um, I do agree with you on the theatrical version. It's shorter, it's quicker cut, quicker paced. My biggest problem with this version is I feel like they were swearing a lot more. They left a lot more of the cuss words in it,
Well, and
and I think it needed it.
it may be that the reason it felt that way is because there was, scenes in there that may have been taken out from the
Right,
theatrical. I don't remember. What I remember is the movie being much faster paced than what I
right,
watched. I do believe that the extended cut does slow the pacing down. For me, depends on what I'm in the mood to watch. If I
right,
want to
right.
watch these musical numbers, this is for the music connoisseur and wants to see the dances, the music. They're great scenes.
Mhm.
They're
Yeah,
long. So they do kill the pacing of a movie, but not the pacing of a musical,
right,
per
right.
se. So it's a catch 22. There's a benefit and a negative. So it just
Mhm.
depends on what you want. I remember the movie much quicker. So I was a
Right,
little
right,
taken aback. It's like, damn, this thing feels like it's dragging. But then I realized here comes another 10-minute musical
right.
number and stuff like that. And so the
Yeah, that makes
extended cut
sense.
just stretched those out a little bit and added more. And I think there
Mhm.
was some more dialogue or some more stuff. I'm not entirely sure,
Yeah,
but
there's a couple extra scenes in there. I think they extended the scene with uh with the nun. I think that was extended a little bit. I think with Cab Calloway's character, I think he was added a little bit more.
We talk about his scene real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
At the when they finally make it. Okay, so this is another unreal moment. This is another hand of God moment.
I know what
The
you're
Blues
talking about.
Brothers obviously are world freaking famous because these guys just drove around, handed out flyers with the help of the orphans, and
Right.
with the speaker on their car, were able to get 5,000 people to drive up to some place, some venue to see
Mhm.
them. It happened and like almost immediately. So they got
Right.
all of that. So we got Cab Calloway's number. He's got to buy time.
Yeah. Minnie the
I
Moocher.
I never noticed or never paid much attention how the venue changed
Right.
because they were on a completely different stage,
Mhm.
a different audience. They were all in full gear. It was almost like Cab was living a fantasy, a flashback to
Mhm.
before. And I
Right.
thought,
That's how
wow,
he used
that
to
was
dress.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yes, so I thought that was really
Yeah.
sweet. So
Yeah.
after they
That's
did the
cool.
number, they went back and you realize they're in their normal clothes and they're back in the old venue. But for that moment, Cab was back in his past. I thought, wow,
And
that
I
was really
and I
cool.
like the cut because when the camera's facing him and the camera's got its back to the audience, Cab's in his white tux
Yeah.
doing the dance. And then he turns around, and as he turns around, the cut is now facing the audience, looking at Cab as he's turning around, and he's dressed in his black clothes
Yeah.
again with glasses, and the band is in their street clothes. And that was such a good cut that you do miss it. If you're not really paying attention, you'd be like, what, that
See,
was kind of sharp, but I don't know what happened.
yeah, I
Yeah,
never caught that before. And I haven't seen this movie a lot, but I don't remember
right,
that. And I saw this
right.
like, wow, that was neat. So, and that's another thing that lets you know you're watching fantasy.
Yeah. So there's something more going on
Yeah.
in
This,
what they're doing than just
yeah.
trying to make a dollar. And another hand of God moment when they're running out of the theater. They've played their couple of songs, and see that those songs were changed a little bit because I could have swore that when Aykroyd comes on stage, he introduces the police, Illinois Department of
Yeah.
Correction here. Like he goes through a spiel about all the
Yeah.
cops being there. They cut that out of this one.
Huh.
And I was like, well, that's odd. I could have swore that. Why would
I
you cut
swear I heard
that?
it. I swear I heard it in the version I watched. So,
Maybe I turned my head. Maybe I was just got
yeah.
sidetracked for a second and I missed it. But they're running out of the theater. They've done their show. They're like trying to figure out how to get away from the cops, how to get away from Princess Leia, how to get away from the SWAT team, how to get away from the Nazis. And they run into this big guy, this just a mountain of a man. And they're like, he's like, hey, I really like what you did. This is, good stuff. And they're like, yeah, thanks. We got to get out of here. He's like, hey, no, I want to sign you on a contract. And
Yeah.
he's like, here's $10,000. Now that's not including all the money they just made selling all the
Yep.
tickets that, the guy's going to take 10% of or whatever the mobster that they talked to. They made $10,000. They needed 5,000 for the nun. They take the money for the nun to pay off the taxes, give him the rest and say, divide this up with the rest of the boys, make sure they get their money. And they've also got all the money coming in for the ticket sales. So they made good money. It
They
was like
have.
another hand of God moment. They
It
get a
was.
handshake from the guy, and where are they recording their song? Whenever they're recording their album.
Yeah. So yeah, they finally do make it to the tax assessors, and that's what we were talking about earlier. Just the police
Yeah.
just keep coming, they keep coming, they just
Oh
keep coming.
God.
But they
Did you see
finally
two
make,
guys run by here in black suits,
yeah,
black
they just
glasses?
it
And they
gets
went that
it
way.
gets ridiculous. It gets ridiculous. The thing that cracked me up was them barricading a glass door.
I just like how the two security guards
Oh,
they
dude,
first
they
run
were
in.
perfect.
The Blues Brothers are throwing all the furniture in front of the doors coming into the building. So if you've ever been in like a big public building in New York or Chicago, you don't do that. You can't. But they are. They're just throwing everything in front of these doors to try and block the doors. Two security guards are at their desk just watching them do it,
I know.
along with the other walking in, just watching them. They run over to the guy. They're asking like, "Where's the tax successor?" He's upstairs. They run. Meanwhile, the whole time, the cops and everybody outside are
With
hacking.
axes.
They're axing the fire department. So now you get the cops, state police, local cops, fire department, SWAT team, military, and Nazis all chasing
Yeah.
these guys. They're knocking down the door. They finally bust through the door. Everybody's still just standing by the info desk. 10,000 guys rush into the building. They've all got their guns. And only one guy stops to talk to him, and everybody stays behind him. That's when he asks, "Hey, did two guys come in here
It's
to
so
hide
funny
the
that
weapons?" And they're like, "Yeah, they went upstairs."
yeah.
Thank you. And they all take off again. That's a great. Whoever came up with that and said this visual is going to work, trust me. Thank
It
God
worked.
everybody trusted him because it worked
It worked.
beyond your wildest dreams.
Yeah, that cracked me up. And that's writing a joke without ever really writing a joke. I mean, nothing was
Right,
said. It was just
right.
because those security guards were so out of fucks that day.
If you were to read that, if you were reading that in a script, unless you helped write it and you already had like what you wanted to do,
You'd be like,
reading
"What is
that,
this?"
you'd be like, what the hell is this? How is this going to be funny? You have to trust the director and the writer to go, trust me, this is going to be funny.
Yeah, it
This
is.
is going to be hysterical. If we shoot it right, it'll be great. But if you're just reading it on the page, Jake and Elle would run in and ask for directions, Next, they bust through the door and run. These guys knew what they wanted to do. And that, to me, is a sign of great writing, great directing, and great just leave the guys alone and let them do their job.
Mhm.
That was just the best part of this movie.
Well, Dan Aykroyd wrote this, I believe, with John Landis.
Yeah, I
So
believe so.
that's probably, this definitely it fits John or Dan Aykroyd's humor for sure.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Right up there. It's so funny. And then at
Yes.
the end, did you recognize, and I never knew this until the other night watching it. Do you know who the tax
No.
assessor was? Steven Spielberg.
Are you shitting me? Now I see it.
Yeah, now exactly. I never knew that was Steven Spielberg. It was Frank Oz at the prison giving him
Really?
his stuff. That's Frank Oz. Get the guy who's giving him his envelope with the glasses, and he's
Oh
picking
my
up
God. Oh my
one
God.
used prophylactic, and
Yeah.
that's disgusting.
It would have been nice if he just spoke like Miss Piggy when he did that.
or Yoda.
Yeah.
But when they're there and they finally pay it, and it's funny because he just stamps the thing
Right when he stamps, the handcuffs go
yeah, all the
on.
handcuffs go on him, and all the guys they do a pullback shot, like an over the head, over the shoulder crane shot, half crane shot, and all those guns. There's got to be a
Yeah.
thousand guns just
All
right at
crammed
these
in
guys,
there.
off like coming in from all these different directions. Yeah, you ain't
Yeah.
away from them.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So yeah, they make it, they get arrested, they go to jail. But they save the orphanage.
They definitely saved the orphanage, and they got an album deal.
They
And
got
I
an album
think
deal.
that's what they're doing when they turn around and they're in the prison. I think they're recording their prison album
Yeah, there
there.
you go.
I think they're going through with the contract with the guy that they shook hands with.
Yeah.
That's how I always took it anyway.
Yeah, why not? Why not? It would make sense.
Yeah.
The movie goes full circle.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. And the characters of the Blues Brothers are cool characters. They're musicians who just for some reason end up in the mix of shit,
Everybody loves them. And I saw part of their Blues Brothers 2000, not nearly as good. Didn't play it the way I thought they should have played it. I do
I've
think
never seen it.
Now, this is my opinion. This is fanfic right here. I think it should have been John Goodman and Dan Aykroyd. John Goodman, you could have had him as the older brother or whatever you wanted to do. And they should have been stealing Jake's body to bury it in some blue cemetery down in Louisiana or in Chicago someplace. That whole movie should have been them stealing the body of their brother to take him somewhere. Instead, they put a little kid in it that ruined the movie. It just ruined
why was there a kid in it?
Exactly. They ruined the entire feel of the Blues Brothers. there were good songs in it. There were good numbers.
Who was John Goodman's character? Was he just another
I
brother or
think he was
something?
another. I think he was another like guy who
Cousin, brother?
raised in the orphanage. But
Oh, okay.
I don't think he was actually supposed to be a blues brother. You know what I mean? Like I think he
Hmm.
was just one of the guys that was raised. I would have made him part of the family, like an actual, you're the bigger brother. This is what we're
Yeah.
gonna do.
Well, here's something we don't know. Do they Jake and Elwood? We don't. Yeah, they're
I
the
don't even
Blues
think they're
Brothers.
related.
No, they're not. They're just orphans
Yeah,
together.
they're
Yeah.
just the Blues
So
Brothers. I think that's Jake and
that's
Elwood
yeah,
Blues, and they just went with it.
works for
So
me.
if they would have done that with, maybe they did do it with John Goodman. I don't remember, but they dropped a little kid in there, and it just ruined the whole vibe of
I
the
don't know why
movie.
there'd be a kid.
It was just, it's just not the same. They
Well,
they took they took a good idea. Like I said, if John Belushi's body, if they would have stolen it, it would have been hysterical. And for me, it would have also been like an homage to John Belushi. Like this is what John would have wanted.
yeah.
Like if he was an actual blues brother. This is, and I don't know. I think Hollywood producers got in there, the money men got in there and made him do changes, I'm guessing. I don't know. Or maybe Dan
Or
Aykroyd just thought it would be cute to put a kid in it and it was just like, no,
maybe
didn't work.
Dan misfired. I mean, it happens.
Yeah, we all do. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, we'd all do. So yeah, there you have it, folks. 1980s Blues Brothers, Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, directed by John Landis.
Yep.
Hell of a cast, lots of great music. This
So good.
is an
So
iconic movie that when you look at cinema history, this is one that's in there. Is it the
oh
greatest
yeah.
thing in the world? No. Is it entertaining? Hell yes.
This
So
this for me is right up there with one of my favorite movies. I
there you
have to
go.
put this in my top 10, top 20, somewhere in there. It's just funny. Every time I watch it, I laugh,
Yeah,
especially
it's
because
got.
I know the joke's coming. I'm just waiting for that, just waiting for the payoff, and it works. It's very entertaining. It's John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, I think, probably at their peak, at their
Yeah.
best.
Well, I think John
Um,
died 2 years after the movie came
yeah,
out. So
yeah, he was supposed to be in Ghostbusters.
yeah,
And that, of course, when he passed away, they had that replace him. And it's funny, the one real quick thing about that is Slimer, they were designing all the monsters, and Dan Aykroyd and somebody else, I forgot who, was like, hey, this is supposed to be John's last movie. Maybe we can make Slimer look more like John, and
I
they
see
sent
it
it down
now.
to the guy. It was like they were getting ready to shoot Slimer's scenes like the next day or 2 days later or something. You got to make him look more like John Belushi, blah, blah, blah. And the guy's like, what? Yeah, we're getting ready to shoot. And they're like, no, 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 you got to. And the guy's like, okay, okay, I'll do it. Don't worry about it. I got you covered. No problem. Takes the model that they've already got made, doesn't change a damn thing, sends it off to do whatever they got to do. He gets a phone call. Thanks, man, for making the changes. It looks just like John. And the guy's like, hey, man, that's what you wanted. So that's what I did. But it was like, you can't ask somebody to change a model 2 minutes.
And that's somebody who knew that he could just this is just
Yeah,
somebody who's trying who's probably working through a lot of grief making this
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
So
But
yeah.
it was just, that's just one of my favorite little stories from that movie. But yeah, I guess Belushi was supposed to be in it. I don't know if Murray took his place
Yeah, I'm
or
not
if Murray
sure.
was already in the movie. Like I don't know how that worked out. But this movie, the freaking Blues Brothers, been one of my favorites since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Just these were the guys that I wanted to be like the Blues Brothers. Only I didn't want my car to fall apart whenever I shut the door.
So I don't have it anymore and I'll have to find it. But yeah, I had seen this movie so many times with my friends that I have my good friend Donnie
Mhm.
sent me a letter some at one point in my life that was addressed to Elwood Blues from Jake Blues. So yeah,
Nice,
yeah, I thought
nice.
it was really
That's
cool. We
funny.
kind of envisioned ourselves that in high school, kind of like the Blues
Right,
Brothers. So
right.
yeah,
Well,
it was one of those moments. But yeah, I was just thinking that some of it, I got mail one time to Elwood Blues because I remember my dad. What is this? What do you care? Fuck you, old man.
and the horse you rode in on.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
Anyway,
But
so
yeah, I
yeah,
highly recommend this movie. I absolutely
definitely,
highly recommend it.
definitely. So there you have it, folks. The Blues Brothers. Check it out for sure. And if you like our podcast, or if you don't, still hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe, and hey, drop us a line. Tell us what you want to see. Also, check out our YouTube channel under playlist. We have wrestling related movie interviews and interviews with wrestlers and adjacents. So definitely check that out if you want to see how our show is specializing in other genres and stuff. There we have
We're
it.
evolving. We're
We
evolving as
are.
content creators.
We are. We are. So till next time, thank you and have a good week.